stable and difficult for Empire to get the upper hand until they hit their timings.
Yeah, and you might Slardar's farm, because if you look at Empire's lineup, the one thing that they don't have is catch potential and that tri lane.
All right, we're going to get ourselves underway, so into the game we go. It is the first game, Empire up against MVP Phoenix, who will be the first one to hit that #1 slot. It might be shortly lived, but it's going to come up anyway. So get ourselves underway. Let's get ourselves with a couple of bearings too. So we'll find out what's on the lanes. We're going to have our off-lane Beastmaster down towards the bottom lane. It will be the core Silent Slaughter, looking for that early Blink Dagger, or potentially, well, we'll see what item build he wants to go for, see if it's going to be Initiation or Tank. Always want to fly support, Vengeful Spirit. Aloha dances the Zeus, and that leaves their captain Resolution taking up the role of the Shadow Fiend, replacing Yoki, who is also their normal captain, even though Resolution has been drafting for them the last couple of weeks. And over at MVP, I almost want to leave these guys to you. Like, okay. Almost totally.
So you want me to do this one?
You can go nuts, man.
All right, so for MVP Phoenix, I'll just run it down easy for you. So we've got QO being playing the Queen of Pain. We've got Febby, whose name is Febby Frog, playing the Troll Warlord. You've got KP, or K Phoenix, playing the Clockwork. March is going to be playing the Witch Doctor, or actually he's going to be playing the Lich, and Warnuts is going to be playing the Witch Doctor.
Yeah, March is actually down there on the off lane, waiting for that one to kick off. As, well, the battle for the 100 rune is going to be no battle at all. Resolution will easily get the 100 rune on the bottom, and that means up on top, QO will belong to that one too.
Yeah, and actually QO got the boar in the beginning, and he's also going to get this bounty rune as well. So a nice infusion of gold from him, and he actually opts to go for the blink first, which is a little bit odd, but I guess it's so that he can go for the block early on.
We actually have, for the guys out there who haven't done it just yet, because you've missed this one, but you can do the one later on, who are you actually rooting for? It seems like most of our viewers, who are also walking around with their Twitters, most of them, 70% are actually going for Team Empire in this game.
And that mid Aloha dance.
You are simply not
just giving him a little bit of harass. If this is anything like people do with Skywrath, what he's going to do is just use up all his mana and then suicide to Ancients.
Yeah. Easiest way to get back to base. You don't care about the death on your name because you don't miss out on anything. So QO will have a rough time with this, but he knew that. That's why he leveled Blink up to start with. He's not looking to fight up against Resolution directly. It's just tank it up, wait it out. He's actually brought a new set of tangos out to himself as well. So no problem whatsoever there for the mid lane. It just means he's not going to be able to contest SF for the early souls.
And that's actually so huge though, because if you look at the Shadow Fiend's last hits and denies, early on is where he's weak. But because of the help of the Zeus, he's actually up to 6 souls already.
And this means QO is going to be a little bit more careful about giving time for the Shadow Fiend to beat into him. I also want to keep my eyes on this off lane. Like, we're running a dual off lane with the Lich as well as the Clockwork together. And while it may not seem like much, once the Battery Assault levels start coming up for the Clockwork as well as the Frost Blast is arriving for the Lich, then they've got the ability to lock in a hero. By going for that slow, it will allow the Clockwork to come in close. And you could potentially find yourself with an opening kill. Just like up on top lane, Nuts, he'll cut his way to victory through that small little path he creates himself with the Tangos.
Yeah, and this dual lane,
Dual off lane.
Yeah, this dual off lane, if Empire don't actually punish it, it's actually going to accomplish so much. They're eventually going to get the level lead, and this Slardar isn't going to get that quick Blink Dagger timing that he absolutely needs to. So the two options, if you're the supports here, you sent the Zeus at top. If you're the Vengeful Spirit, yeah, going for this cut-through pull is probably the best thing, and maybe going for a gank attempt on QO, who's actually quite low. Like, if you have a Shadow Fiend that's level 5, it's a pretty easy kill just with the stun and 2 raises.
Looks like March is going to have, with a haste rate, a bit of a wander around. He potentially could have gone down towards the bottom to have a peek around there and maybe do a little bit of chip damage into Always Wanna Fly, who's trying to stop KP from just taking his pull through and the easy farm which he can gain from this as well as levels.
Yeah, and just the fact that KP is able to get this far into their jungle without any sort of repercussion, like he's actually farming off of this and Always Wanna Fly, he gets nuked out. And there's not a really good way for Empire to initiate on this without being spotted. Like, what's the play here? Empire, or Always Wanna Fly goes in for the stun, then the Slardar follows up. You don't really have the damage quite necessary to kill.
KP's gonna do a little bit of chip damage to Always Wanna Fly. He's walking inside the cogs too, but you've got Magic Missile and Silence spreading himself over. He needs to buy some space, pushed back by the cogs. KP, he's crushed up, can't get the first kill. March will then return to the Frost. Nice little play by KP, pushing the limit against the Vengeful Spirit. They got a little bit caught out, but no joy on the kill, however, so it's still going to remain at 0-0.
And that's perfectly fine, though. If you look at Silence farm, it's not that much. KP's doing just fine in this off lane, and Always Wanna Fly, he does go suicide to himself, yeah. Just saving a little bit of time, doesn't really amount for much. And this dual off lane is working out so well for MVP.
Yeah. I'm still looking up towards this top lane. In fact, I'm looking at a Beastmaster who's level 3. It's not as high as I kind of would have predicted. He's a bit more level behind the Troll because the Aloha Dance spent a lot of time on this top. I thought he might just come up, throw out his nukes, and then move into a different lane. But with Nuts also doing these pulls over to the side, it's very difficult for Empire to gain some kind of real security on this top lane. So currently you've only got 6 last hits which come out from this top lane, combining both the Beastmaster as well as the Zeus's last hits together.
Yeah. But on the flip side, on the positive side for them, they have been stacking these Ancients.
Silent. Playing a little bit of game of tug of war between March as well as KP and March. Sticking with him. Silent's going for a bit of a body block. I'm not quite sure why, because QO, he's the man being initiated on with a double raise from Resolution. Yeah, it's a very large amount of damage.
Kill has to start going back.
Oh, they're going to have to crack a Silent. Nope, they can't do it. He crushes and sprints himself away. Just as KP was about to start, wait, he came back. He actually reinitiates. KP, is he going to get caught out by this? Quite possibly. He doesn't have his boost, but March right behind him. There's not enough mana, and they go for the crush. And they're going to round the magic missile. You control March, but Talon can't reach the lich into the trees where it's safe and Slider. KP's going to get the kill. March is still locked inside the tree line.
Actually
he's got time to salve up. The creep is going to deny that one, but always on a fly. Nah, there's no sacrifice available, so he won't get the mana to go for anything else. But up on top lane, the Beastmaster's the man who's in trouble as MVP is currently 3-0 up against Team Empire. Things are going horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, he just thought the Vengeful Spirit, the nuke would do a little bit more damage he was hoping for, and if you trade for the first blood, maybe it's worth it there, but losing your carry to this dual off lane, and it only gets worse as Lich starts to get some levels in the sacrifice, the lane just constantly pulls back to you, and you're noticing that off the bat in the levels alone. Like, Silent's only level 4 right now, if you look at it.
So with everything that's happened, the positions we're at with a lot of our heroes, we've got a Clockwork who's moving up through the levels. I'm looking at Silence, who I'm more concerned right now. He's going to hit that mark around 15 minutes in. Maybe he can afford a Blink Dagger by that point, but there's no strength to go with it. So you're going to have that Queen of Pain being able to dish out a large amount of damage to him, or potentially the Troll Warlord kicking in.
Yeah, and especially the laning phase has definitely gone in the favor of MVP so far. Like, they just have gotten a lot more out of it. If you look at Silent's item build, like, he definitely needs a Blink Dagger at some point, and his item progression has essentially just died. Like, he's got 15 CS right now and 6 minutes in. That's less than the off-lane Clockwork right now. And meanwhile, at top, the Troll's got absolute free farm. But the good news for Empire is that they still have this huge Ancient stack. It looks like the Zeus has been stacking up the jungle for Resolution as well. So I wouldn't put too much stock into the laning phase so far.
Yeah. Wait until these rotations kick in, which Nuts is already trying to do at the moment. Coming in towards the middle lane to combine up with March as well as QO. And Resolution feeling the pressure. Has to be pushed back behind his tier 1 tower and a very, very long way away from the creep wave. But that's because the Observer Wall is just sitting perfectly on the high ground. So they see everything which is coming in. In fact, Resolution, if he can get that slowdown, that lightning bolt can reach him at low hard dance, which is going to with the wave of terror. Resolution.
He's actually got a TP as well for this.
He might get out. In fact, is he going to do the warding before he TPs? No, he's not. He's just going to get the hell out of dodge.
That's honestly perfectly fine, though. He was going to get sandwiched by Always Want to Fly as well. So for the fact for him to be able to live there is perfectly fine. It's a level 5 Lich as well. The fact that it's 6 minutes in and you've got a Lich that's level 6, that's not the best thing for Empire at this point too. Because a fast level 6 on him is just going to mean that you can't take a team fight at all, considering your supports on the other hand are level 4 and level 3 respectively. And, yeah.
What's on your mind, Blitz?
I'm looking at the amount of farm that Bevy's getting versus the amount of farm that Silent's getting. It's 50 last hits to 20 right now, and that's just the factor of the Troll. And of course the Lich in the offlane.
But okay, so Empire with their timing, let's just say early game or the first half of the early game has kind of been scrapped for them. Things haven't worked. What's your next thing you look for? Do you wait for MVP to try and go in for Roshan? Do you have enough levels on the Beastmaster to make this work?
I think if you're Empire, you play a little bit passively. You just wait for a little bit of farm. The Shadow Beam will eventually get farmed. Like, look what he's doing right now. He's going to go rotate to the jungle. The Beastmaster is also going to do the same thing. He's just...
You might be regretting this one, or maybe not. March is here as well as Duo. Now jumping Sonic Wave, the normal dash is full on the Vengeful Spirit. The Resolution already with the rotation in. The Razor's timing is perfect with the attacks, making the most of the amplification coming out from Silent. So it's a 1-for-1 trade-off. They did have to bring in the SF for this, and KP, he's coming back in again. It was the Acer and that gave him the confidence to come in the first time.
Yeah, they're going to back out.
There's an 8-minute room, which
is going to wait for the double raise. isn't able to get it off, and KP actually gets an Invis rune as well. Decent trade, I guess, for Empire. You get a kill on your Shadow Fiend, and you do kill the Queen of Pain, so you're probably okay with that. And they're actually waiting with the Sentry Ward as well, but it gets revealed by dewarding. But Aloha Dance, he's caught out.
He's a little bit far out, but at the same time, like, as Clockwork got enough, if he pops the clock up and traps himself in, then he's locked in there with Resolution. He moves out of it, he still gets the kill over on Zeus. It won't save his life. This is the second pickup for the Shadow Fiend. Qro's moving down, but with no Sonic Wave, there's not enough damage to kill off Resolution. He will get back out safely, while on bottom lane, Slaughter solo kills the Lich.
Yeah, and that's actually so huge for Empire. Like I said, the laning phase, yeah, the farm potential didn't go as well as it could have, but at the same time, you've got these really sick timings where you farm out the jungle. Like, look at this entire stack that still hasn't been done for both sides. Like, they have an ancient stack, and they've got this regular stack, the large camp as well.
Nut scouted out the ancient stack. In fact, he stirred the Hornet's Nest and had to back himself up quickly. He realizes how low it is, but he wants to stick close enough that maybe they can steal something. But what are you going to do? The Quap's moving in. All they do is block it, but this isn't going to solve the problem. The problem being that the Beastmaster and Axe are going to farm this up.
Yeah, you don't really have the best way to contest that right now. But actually with March, he does get caught on mid, but
Resolution had bottle charges up his sleeve, and the bounce comes back in to the creep wave and away from Resolution, which will save his life.
Yeah, and he does get quite low, but he still has this entire jungle to farm out, which he will. And he's going to have to hit this duel at a really good time. The saving grace for MVP, though, is that the Troll still is getting absolute free farm. If you notice the top, he does pick up the Helm of Dominator. He's level 8 on top of that. He's completely self-sufficient. He can go to the jungle if he wants. And what you're going to look for right now is that MVP, once he picks up maybe one more item, or if they manage to take a tower, they're immediately going to go for this Roshan.
And MVP are making sure that Empire is well aware that they're watching the Ancient stack. But again, as you said before, there's nothing they can do about it. You're not going to send the Troll in there with only a Helm of the Dominator and face boots. That's not enough.
Yeah, they're trying to contest it, but
they're taking a little bit of it. But is this really worth it?
Q actually uses the ultimate wave as well.
He's getting quite low! Oh my! The lightning bolt will end up getting the kill.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That wasn't the best. Oh man, he's gonna feel awful about that too, because that's a level 8 Queen of Pain, and all of a sudden you just gave a level 6 up to Aloha Dance.
Yeah,
and he was getting so under level 2.
With Thunder God's Wrath up and running, your burst damage, Resolution's coming in for the raises. He's only gonna connect one on Nuts. There's not gonna be a second, but on bottom lane, that's where Star's rallying against the Clockwork. Moves away from the comps to control the charge. The Beastmaster here lets off the roar, and that's a very, very dead Lich. KP, while silent, you really want to commit for this. Not too far. Gets the hook shot under the sun with one charge up his sleeve. He's putting himself up, gets the crush, but Qro comes in, makes up for the ancient blunder.
He's got a haste as well. I think he's gonna be able to get the Mental Spirit as well.
All he needs to do is just let off one scream, and that's basically a kill, and always gonna fly. There's the scream, he got it. Qro with a double kill. And making up tenfold for what he did over the Ancients.
Yeah, that... you know what? He probably thought, okay, I'm going to ult this. It'll probably go through. I'll get some creeps. It'll be worth it. But he got so low and he didn't...
They're coming into mid. Qro's so quickly into mid. Again, lightning bolt off. Remember, Thunder God's Wrath still available, but the Queen of Pain blinked herself away. Buys space to bottle up, and in comes Troll Warlord. So MVP coming in as well. He has to slow on Resolution. There's no way out. Aloha Dance, we're splitting it up. So Queen of Pain able to blink himself away to safety. Aloha Dance is still ticking out from this malediction. There's the attack. There's no mana. There's no sovereign guard. She's gonna scream up and start with a big crush. Caught out Mark. Caught out Bevy, but this time is a kill. He's slowed down too much. Starting to back out of here. Even the Centaur's coming in. That one belongs to Bevy. He'll cover out the retreat of MVP if they need to. Or potentially they can move over to Roshan and try and take this, let the Centaur tank up the rest. Yeah, in fact, that looks to be what they're doing.
Things were looking so good for Empire. They got their farm, they got their stacks. Kyo died in the weirdest way possible that I think we're going to see in this tournament. But all of a sudden, their teamfight potential with this Lich being as high as level as he is. I mean, he's level 8 right now. And look, they win a team fight, immediately go to the Roshan. And I think Empire, maybe they can contest this.
Yeah, they
Silent's kind of low though.
Yeah, MVP hasn't really done enough. Silent might be low. There's no Silent, big hook shot. Caught Resolution. Following with a fly. Oh, that's a horrible place to be. The Yulset was only designed to delay the inevitable. Resolution's still going to drop, but at the same time, the Troll Warlord has been picked off by the Slaughter, so even though Silent was low, still managed to find the kill on the key hero to bring down Roshan. But that Centaur going to work, but heavily nuked down, allowing Silent to pick up another kill. He's just trying to outrun the Centaur, but then again, Izzy, Qro's slowed down. He's got a blink available. Aloha Dance, was considering the lightning bolt, but now the Thunder God's Wrath up, he wants to get the combination off.
Finally, Empire take down this Troll Warlord, who actually doesn't have too much farm, so before they let him get out of control, they are able to bring him down. Roshan's only at half HP, And I think this was a little bit of a mistake by MVP. Like I said, I think Febby might have waited for one more item before he went for that attempt. And then you can secure it for sure. But I think they were just trying to ride that wave of momentum where they were like, okay, we're actually starting to do it, guys. But at the same time, it wasn't the best attempt, especially since he was left alone at 1.2 when they went for the kills.
Yeah, I think that was kind of like the more critical point for MVP, where they had to make a decision. Do you want to kill off both the heroes inside the river, which you knew you could do with a single hook shot in, or which would abandon Febby in the pit? You know, Silent would then move into that. Is that really worth it? You don't take the Roshan. It wasn't guaranteed if you put all 5 into the pit anyway, and now Empire, March breaks the smoke. That was going to be an attempt to try and solo up Roshan. They have the amplification plus a large amount of negative armor, so it wouldn't have been a stretch of the imagination to achieve it. But a simple move down by the Lich breaks the attempt of Empire.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to be a Roshan-based game.
On at bottom! Sonic Wave to finish the job. The TP out was pretty hopeful, and the only hope was the fact that Sonic Wave would be on cooldown.
Yeah, and you actually need the Beastmaster to be able to silence the Roshan.
He's coming up to QO. The blink has just happened, but blinking towards Roshan means they know what's going on.
Yeah, and I don't actually think they're going to do Roshan. It would be a little bit risky. I guess the good news for you is that the Beastmaster is dead for 16 more seconds, but it's still at nearly full HP, and this is a huge commitment.
Always want to fly keeping tabs. That wave of terror is at the perfect time to actually help that Febby, in fact. It did lower the armor of Febby, but it also lowered Roshan. So they're able to move through this quite quickly. They use the Frost Armored Centaur to tank up Roshan for at least most of it, and they're going to finish the job. Empire's too far away, they can't contest this. So Roshan belongs to MVP. Troll Warlord will get the Aegis, and Silent just wants to get the hell out of here. Hook shot. He dummied it twice, but he had to basically trust his instincts.
He had the angle as well. If he had just shot it straight down, he would have been able to pick him off, and that would have been enough to maybe take 2 towers off of this. But MVP on the back of their Aegis.
Well, they're going to find someone else. Febby moving so quickly. Slows down, always want to fly. Magic Missile is available, but Troll Warlord still got this movement speed. Phase Boost come back off cooldown, so he just moves up. Clockwork, well, it's just attempting to steal the hit there. Nothing more. Empire don't want to bar him. They're already trying to just get the counter trade-off tower. So tier 1 for tier 1.
And this is the best that Empire is going to do off of this. And they actually win that trade, I guess. Like, the Vengeful Spirit dying there isn't the worst thing in the world, but you just want a tier 1 tower for absolutely nothing. Like, it was 2 heroes there, whereas MVP to take a tower, they're going to have a full 5-man commitment, and if Empire just play the opposite side of the map, like, look at Resolution right now. He's farming out the enemy team jungle, and they're sending 1 or 2 heroes at top just to be able to take this tower, but look at what Q has done. They're waiting for this. They want to try to pretend like they're pushing this out.
Empire should be aware of this. There's no one attacking the tier 1 tower. Like maybe they let it over the PA system, and it would still be less obvious than what they've just done.
Yeah, that was. They really projected what they were going to do there. Like, everyone stopped hitting the bottom tier 1 towers.
Yeah, like if you left one person there, then you could think maybe it's a trap. They're waiting in the trees. Silent QO. He blinks in to take that room, which he will get, and only gets in return as a crush. So that's fine. But this Blink Deck is about to ride for Slaughter. I don't know how much of a difference this will really make, though, without having something like regenerative, like having Vanguard or Hood or BKB, something along these lines that just gives him survivability is the word I'm searching for.
Yeah, that's actually, I think it's going to be huge. Like, if you have the Slaughter to set yourself up, you've got Resolution who's got well enough damage. He's got a Yules, almost a BKB as well. Like, that's where your damage is essentially going to come from. The support Zeus as well, I think is just going to ruin this game for MVP. Like, he's going to do so much damage for them.
There might be some other problems too with new items, like the Blink Dagger was one thing. The Necro Book level 1 that's arrived on the Beastmaster is also here, and after buying that, he's got 700 gold still. So the level 2, level 3 Necro Books aren't as far away as you might have thought they would be for the Beastmaster.
Yeah, MVP with this Aegis, they're going to start 5-manning down, but Empire doing the smart thing here, just devoting 1 or 2 heroes to split push the tower out.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They could have actually delayed that a little bit more. Empire had fortification, didn't use it when that tier 1 tower dropped, which is obviously the thing you want to use because it comes off cooldown when the tower gets destroyed anyway. It might have been 5 seconds, but that could have been 5 seconds. You could take out the tier 1 tower and bottom.
Yeah, March is going to head down to this bottom lane. I guess MVP, they feel pretty content with what's happening. Even if they're getting split pushed a little bit more, they still have the gold lead overall. And I think in terms of late game potential, Troll turns everybody in your team into a late game hero. Like that, you don't really need items to make that hero work.
Yep.
Looks like MVP gonna head down for this bottom tower. I think this should go down in short order, but look at what Empire do. They immediately move to top. Silent, instead of instantly showing in this top lane, what he's doing right now is he's gonna farm out the jungle and wait for MVP to commit to this push.
Dire's top
How
tower
long can
is
you
under
wait for?
attack.
Right now on the top, okay, Silent just blinks in. He's He's just going to crush the creep wave down and push into the tier 1 tower. And this is just an opening for Febby to bring down the tier 1 tower as well. But this is still tower trade-offs. Like, MVP are ahead, currently by 2, but about to be 1 or maybe not. They're going to TP up 2. There's one TPing into the tier 2 tower, but it's a little bit too far away with the amplification and Raw. Troll Warlock can't really get on top, but in fact, Talon's moved over to find the rotating support. Gonna get stunned up by Nuts, that was paralyzing Cask as well from Malediction, so just only part of that one, but the Beast Master, how fast can you get out of here? Where's your bash? Okay, it doesn't even matter, the damage output's more than enough.
KP is invised up, and it looks like they want to go for this mid pick off as well, but Empire senses what's coming. They're actually just going to run themselves down. And if they don't lose anything more from this, it's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, you don't want to lose anyone on top of that, but Silent gets hooked down!
Nicely done by KP, but does he really have enough to finish? The Blade Mail's up, it looks like he will do so. With the paralyzing Cask and Malediction, it's a guaranteed kill there for MVP. So the Beastmaster dying up on top, Slardar dying down next to the Roshan pit, and MVP being 2 towers up. They can potentially deny the top tower to that catapult. I was just checking it out as well at the last moment. It got one last hit in before it went down. So if MVP wanted, they can play the financial game and deny that tier 1 tower when they're ready.
And right now, Empire, split push is going okay for them, but they are losing heroes here and there. But the big thing for you, if you're Empire, is that you haven't lost Resolution. You've also picked up his BKB. This, I feel like, is your item timing. Like, you've got the Blink Dagger on Slardar, you've got a BKB and a Eul Scepter on your SF. Do you really wait for a level 3 Necro Book on your Beastmaster? It's probably not necessary, and nothing that your supports are going to get are really going to affect anything. I think if there's like a timing for items right now, it's right now for Empire.
But how do you use these items? Where is Empire going to find the opening? Is it by pushing down? You can wait for next Roshan, but he's just under 5 minutes away.
I think either you play defensively, but if you do that against MVP's lineup, you're eventually going to get out-farmed and picked off. Or you just look for smoke.
Oh, that's a nice blink in. Crush, QO, there is more than enough burst damage. There was only one raise and a Thunderbolt with a Crush.
And MVP have rotated his 4 at top. Looks like they want to go for a pickoff, but
they got scattered out by the Hawk. The Beastmaster is already getting the hell out of there. The Dire Observe was what let them see it. And Clockwork with the range welling out. You can see him with that. And then Raw, the Blade Mail's up, but Beastmaster just wants to buy some time. Cuts through the tree line, but KB's trapped in here. Raw is going to find, going to swap him out of freedom. Hook shot down, and the Lynch only coming in a resolution. It's getting Maldiction is going to be too much. The Death Ward also pushing back Team Empire. And they know he's in the trees. It's not safe here for Always Want to Fly. The Frost Blast going to slow him down, and this is another guaranteed kill.
No. That was such a wonderful play by the Clockwork. I don't know if you noticed, at the last second he's like, I'm dead, what can I do for my team? He doesn't try to save himself, he throws himself at the Shadow Fiend, and with that they're able to pick off Resolution as well, who was kind of their savior. Like, he didn't even get his BKB off in that fight.
Yep.
Man, that was such a huge swing for MVP Phoenix now. More than a 5,000 gold net worth swing as well. The difference in XP is almost 10k as well for them.
Yeah. They're looking absolutely fantastic here in game number 1, and this is what we were talking about at the start of the broadcast. MVP is one of these teams that still wants to try and justify a, well, I don't know if they're really trying to justify a direct invite into TI, but they're definitely trying to say they can beat every other team here. They're a team that's always seen as the underdog. I was watching Merlini's video, and he had MVP down the bottom 2, I believe, so shame on you, Ben.
Yeah, he didn't believe in the Korean power, but I did.
Yeah.
And MVP really showing off what they have. And just good rotations, a good strategy too. Like, if you play Dire, every single time you play Dire, it's the same thing, right? You want to take a free Roshan, use that momentum, get some towers. And Empire, it looked like for a second they knew it was up. They decided, we're going to play the split push game. If you 5-man for one tower, we'll 2-man for another. But just too many pickoffs. Like, Silent dying as a Slardar in that corner over here by the Ancients. No reason for him to be there.
Okay, Empire is watching MVP move so much, so Silent's going to grab himself that Invis rune away from Kuro, who was trying to farm up before he came back down for it. But the problem is MVP don't actually have vision, so these ganks of Empire can still function just because of the vision advantage they have. And with double TPs coming to the top tower, they never entered the 9th tower until now. TPs just when they can find nice Orchid with also the wave. The health's going to come in, that's from Resolution. Lining up the only Kuro is going to take completely done here with a low dead blending in the front. He got trapped. Is there enough damage? There is, but San also joins the fight. There's a 2-for-1 trade-off. The Beastmaster being the only one. As KP, well, he's looking. He wants to come in, waiting for that hook shot. He just throws out a low dead, pushing back San as well. The paralyzing cast, not giving Empire the green to move around. A low dead will drop. Now it's Blink ult. They're always going to fly. Basically done down by March. And now it's Empire who've overextended themselves too much. There's no hook shot to cancel the TP of Shadow Fiend. And Silent will be able to blink himself away to safety once the Shadow Strike wears off.
Yeah, and I think the Troll actually bought back for that. So 3-for-3 trade.
You're correct.
But if you're MVP Phoenix, you didn't win that one. You bought back on the Troll Warlord, you lost him, you lost the Queen of Pain on top of that, and you lose the Witch Doctor. Not the best fight. They got a little bit too confident. They said, okay, every single time we've gone up Heroes 5, there have only been 1 or 2 heroes, but Empire finally ready to back themselves up. And Bevy right now is on his hunt, but if he dies again,
with Beastmaster here,
this isn't the best position for him to be in.
There's no Necro books to give him, but the Raiders are still available. Silent's going to arrive for the party. Oh, Bevy. Overconfidence was his weakness.
That was a death into a buyback into an aggressive death again. Yep. And the worst thing for MVP Phoenix right now is that Roshan's about to respawn just a little bit, and they can do it so quickly too.
There's 25 seconds. They got another one. Clockwork being crushed up. And, well, he does get the cogs up in time. So you're going to lose this sample that also belongs to them. So there's no wave now for the Troll Warlord to have a look into the pit. He's going to spawn up 25 seconds after Roshan has respawned. Yeah, and Empire will have no problem taking Roshan once this T1 tower in the bottom lane's gone too, which Resolution's taken care of now.
Oh, Dance just sitting himself in the pit. I don't think that's absolutely necessary because you do have the Hawk. There is a ward up.
Hawk just got sniped. By putting the Observer ward down, he saw the Hawk before it went invis.
Ward's going to go down for MVP Phoenix as Empire used the Thunderbolt. Got it out, and they look like they're getting aggressive for this bottom lane, and they absolutely can. They have the Requiem of Souls for the Shadow Fiend, and the BKB up, and a Blink Dagger on top of that.
Empire just scouted the fact that Roshan's up. Are they coming in?
And this, I think, is going to be the game-determining fight. If Empire can take this without any rebuttal, I really feel like that's a huge momentum swing.
8 seconds till Troll. They need some kind of space maker, and like Clockwork Hogs is the only thing that can really do it. So KP, he's your man. It's one of the perfect position to stop him from getting the hook shot in, and Resolution is going to destroy him with the last tech not possible. They don't get the kill. QO is in the middle of this fight too. Finally, we get a casualty of 4, which is the FF for the Aegis Immortal, and it's going to be MVP, repelling Empire outside the pit. After what was a really good Hawk, Resolution still trying to battle up against Nuts, but Nuts too strong.
He's able to get this
into the tree line. The attack coming up from Resolution. This is enough though. It will be. If they can kill Resolution here, this is well worth the try. They have the Aegis. The Requiem Assault's going to go to work, but it's a blink away from Resolution. No hook shot. And
the race.
He can't come in close. If he does so, he's going to end up dying. But Febby, no Blink Dagger available. Silent turns around. He's got a beast stick of life. But does he feel this is enough? Resolution's his Blink Dagger back off cooldown too. They're going to bail out of here. Enough is enough.
And you're perfectly fine with that if you're MVP Phoenix. Yes, you give up the Aegis, but more importantly, the amount of heroes that were on low life, were out of position for Empire were too high. Even with that perfectly placed Hawk to block the Clockwork Rock, Hook, like the positioning still wasn't that great. And if your supports die that quickly like they did for Empire, that's not a winnable fight at that point.
And so this game became a hell of a lot closer. You start looking at the graph now and you see that rubber band effect just flicking back into MVP's face. They were 8.5k in the experience advantage, and now that's just been whittled away. And if another fight like that happens, then it's going to end up being at 0 and Empire gain their advantage. They got the level 3 Necro books now finished over on the Beastmaster. And Funnick should be looking at his next big item too, and it looks like it's going to be potentially Scardy. He's got the first ultimate orb sitting inside the stash.
Yeah, you only need stats at this point, and life is going to be so hard now for wards if you're MVP Phoenix, just because of the Necro 3, plus you've got the Beastmaster Hawk. They're going to get spotted every single time that he wants to.
You saw the way they went around that. They bought like six sentry wards over on Nuts, just so they can try and counter the Observer wards at least. Like, if you can't win on your vision battle,
everyone's going to be blind this game.
Yep. Basically just blind everybody. They can play directly. Clockwork, hook shot down, he managed to find an opening. That's going to be on the Beastmaster. Nuts moving over to VS, going to swap that to safety into a hard Resolution. The perfect positioning, but then again, he didn't get the ulting off. The Lich only came down. You're giving that Mini's unavailable. So the Lich is down. Clockwork in a horrendous position. A double kill for Resolution. The Beastmaster wants to buy this. The Febby is still up.
He's in the middle of
want to get back from here, they have enough. Although our dance in the trees, always on a fly. Febby might be able to pick up a second. Cannot do it. A triple kill for Resolution. He was looking for more, but it was Nuts who ran down. He wants the kill. It's always going to fly. Committal is high. The paralyzing cast won't jump over it. Nuts. The race for Resolution is an ultra kill for the captain of Empire. And a genocide onto MVP. Trouble galore.
Yeah, losing that many heroes. I mean, what else is there to analyze? You just lost 5 heroes for the cost of a Beastmaster. The perfectly placed swap. He was able to get his ultimate off as well. He doesn't want to use it on the Clockwork. He's able to use it properly instead. Everybody from MVP Phoenix fall there. the overcommitment for just a single hero, and the fact that you went in so close just to that Shadow Fiend, able to get his ultimate off, and MVP loses their support literally almost instantly, and then on top of that, the Queen of Pain, with the item build that she's got, just isn't tanky. Like, I feel like she absolutely needs something like a BKB just to be able to survive. All she has right now is this Orchid and this point booster. It's like 1200 health and 6 armor. Yeah. That gets evaporated by the Slardar.
There's always the problem with the Slardar. You talked about that effect, the Troll Warlord making every single hero a late game hero. Every single hero is killable when you put amplification on them, as well as everything else that Empire is capable of stacking through the double negative armors you're getting, and then the attack bonuses which come out from Beastmaster and Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, and I feel like Empire, obviously they're playing this game well. They're playing the patient game. They're waiting for the fights to develop.
And they waited again. Silent, you know you want to. The Observer was there, but yes, coming up with Sun. He didn't go for Bevy. The Thunder God's right to come in. Silent's already found that kill. That's Frost Armor and DD on the Slardar. There is no way that MVP want to fight that. Looks like a huge number advantage. And it looks like they feel like they've got it. Bevy chasing it down, but Lower Dance had a little bit more burst damage to give in return. Amplification is up. And here comes the Beastmaster. Blink up, no crush. QO does not want to become part of this one. Well, Resolution, there he goes. Yeah, with an instant kill onto the Queen of Pain. And Clockwork, the Cogs aren't doing anything because Resolution is standing there in the protection of BKB. The swap down, keeping Bevy in the fight with the crush from Silent. This feels like it's just going downhill quickly for MVP. And there's no way to climb this up.
Honestly, with the early game, the way that it went for MVP Phoenix, and the mid game, taking that Aegis, taking that fight after they lost that Roach as well, it felt like they really knew what they were doing, but then just a series of sloppy plays. It looks like they're going to lose March as well in short order. Yes, Silence with a mega kill. It just felt like they lost focus, one hero after another.
Rinse, repeat, kill, Dota. That's all this really is right now from Empire. This is probably going to be double rack 6. Actually, no, they do still have the tier 2 towers. But at this rate, Empire could just push for the GG.
They're probably just going to go for that and get out.
Safety first.
Go for the bottom as well. You don't have to sacrifice anything. Like, this is a patient, well thought out team. They say to themselves, okay, we got the racks, we can't get anything else, we shouldn't go for this GG. Instead, let's go for this tier 2 and play it safe.
There's also the effect of the tournament, the way it's designed. Because every single game with the best of ones, like, you don't want to take any kind of major risk, but you still want to try and play your own game. So right now, Empire have everything they require to play their game, which is aggressive and also, well done. Whoopsie. But yeah, they've got everything they need. It's initiation, it's control, it's large amounts of damage. The auras are basically in their favor. They've got MVP exactly where they want them, and there's no reason to give MVP any kind of breathing room to get that win over on them. And in fact, they're just going to go again. The Raw's going to control them, and they're just right-click down the rest of it. And they may even find some more. Silence does see Clockwork, gets a crush off with the amplification. Blaber never got off in time, so they pick off the double, and they can go for more. Resolution, you're set for 7 seconds for him, but it's a Lower Dance who also has another one. And the tier 2 talent
are lost now. They've given up so much at this point in MVP Phoenix. They're on the ropes. As long as Empire don't completely mess up this fight, this should mean another set of racks for them. MVP absolutely can't fight. You don't have your initiating hero or your Queen of Pain anymore.
Yep.
And the GG's called, so there it is. It goes down.
So game was good. Next game will belong to Team Empire. Their first victory here at the LAN Finals. It looked pretty shaky at the start though, Blitz. It didn't really feel like they were going to take it out, but we did get swinging the momentum back and forth.
Yeah, and you saw what MVP's strengths are, is the early game, they want to try to use that momentum, but they weren't able to do so in this game.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing more from Team Empire, MVP. Obviously looking to see a little bit more stability from them, and something I'm massively looking forward to as well is seeing what the analyst desk has to say, because we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a break up here, but let's see what's happening down the desk.